We're live now. Well,
What's
I
going
don't
on?
understand because I did the countdown thing and I thought you went live as oh no, you had to hit go live and then countdown.
Circa and Survivor Show Week 2. Rob Brink, Russell Clay. We are here to review the staff's Circa picks for this week. We do this as a staff. We did survive Survivor, so we are on to week 2 there. We had the Eagles and we had the Cardinals. A little sweaty for the Cardinals at the end, but not too crazy. And then we had that Eagles Cowboys game where we did survive it, Rob, but a little sweaty.
A little close for comfort, yeah. But look, it's week one behind us. We went out week one last year, so you know we're doing 100% better than last year so far.
That's right. That's right. Circa, tough week for everyone. I believe you said we went 1-4. That's how it felt. Just missed on the Titans 8 to 8.5, which was kind of brutal. Thoughts on week 1 Circa picks?
Yeah, I mean the consensus picks went 0-5. So like everyone got gutted last week. So we're not that far behind the field with 1-4. Actually, we're a little ahead of the field with 1-4.
Right. We got one.
We're doing a little bit better than the field.
That's right.
We won one game.
Quickly before we get into the games for this week, we did have a game yesterday, Commanders Packers. Packers shut down Jaden from the beginning. For fantasy, he did get bailed out at the end with a last, garbage touchdown to Zach Ertz. Beyond that, they shut him down from set 1. And a huge part of that is they now have one of the best, if not the best, rushers in the league in Micah Parsons. So this Packers team looks like the real deal, Rob.
Yeah, it turns out your defense is actually better if you put Micah Parsons on it. I mean, I who knew? I can't even. Yeah, it's just shocking.
Unbelievable. So there you go. A team that could use 5 Micah Parsons right now, Rob, is the Dolphins. Patriots, Dolphins. I'm a 5 on the Patriots. Armando's a 3. Rich is a 1. This is a total fade on the Dolphins. I think they're terrible. I think they could lose their coach in a couple weeks. Tyreek screaming on the sidelines. I know the Patriots sucked last week. I still have confidence in Drake May. I know it's kind of messy, but if the Patriots don't win this week, they're just going to be terrible this year. And I don't see that with Vrabel. I just don't see that.
Yeah, look, this is a scenario where Miami enters a death spiral or pulls out of it. It's hard for me to call this one. They certainly were not ready to play week 1. And so here we are. It's just, I'm not comfortable. I'm not comfortable on either side of this game personally.
Fair. Bengals minus 3.5 against this Jaguars team at home. Rob, you're 1. Jeff's a 2. I'm a 2. Armando's a 2. And Phil is a 3, all on the Bengals. Looks like this is going to be one of our picks. I like this Jags team generally, but this is a rough game for them. Bengals should be able to move the ball, and I like the side we're on.
Yeah, after not covering last week and sputtering a bit on offense, I'd look for this team to really get right. Chase Brown, by the way, dangerous man, looks like.
Yeah.
But you're not going to hold Jamar Chase down for 2 weeks, I don't think. And so I could see Cincy rebounding pretty heavily here.
All right, next one, and we'll talk about this with Survivor later in the show. Ravens minus 11.5. Browns on the road. They did play pretty well last week, but Joe Flacco's going to have one of those 4 interception games soon. We'll probably be pushing the ball with a deficit this week. Rich is a 2 on the Browns to cover 11.5. Can they cover? Maybe. Kind of a weird game. Everyone else stayed away, Rob.
Maybe they can cover, but they can't win. And I'll call Derrick Henry 180, 2 touchdowns kind of weak.
Yeah. I mean, as we saw last week, unless you have Josh Allen or some cyborg on the other side, you're not You're not going to probably beat this Ravens squad.
Feels bad as a Steelers fan, man. It really does.
I like your squad though. We'll talk about that. I'm very curious where you're at after 1 week. Cowboys Giants. This is a mess game. Everyone stayed away. I laughed at that. Cowboys -5.5 with this weird team. Giants. You mentioned this last week. Russ is done. He looked done last year in Pittsburgh. He looked done week 1. Only a matter of time before they move to Jameis or Jackson Dart, which, for fun, for fantasy is great. For winning games, we know how that goes.
When is the last time Russ actually cooked? It's been 4 or 5 years, honestly. So yeah, he is cooked. Russ is cooked. That's what's cooked. Either way, I don't want to side here personally at all. I'm glad everyone stayed away. But this Giants team, you're right. They're going to make a change at quarterback by week 4.
Yeah, even in Denver, Russ wasn't good. So that's been 3, 4, 5 years now. Yeah. Rams Titans, another Phil's a 4 on the Rams to cover here. I thought about this. The one thing I will say, Titans defense looked pretty good last week against Denver. Looks like we all stayed away from this one. That's a tough sell for me to get on either side of this. Certainly not the Titans side, but any interest in Rams here?
No, I mean, look, Titans are competing for maybe last place in the NFL. I just don't know what this Rams team is still. I watched their game last week. I'm just not comfortable.
Bills, Jets. Justin Fields looked all right. They got Garrett Wilson and Breece Hall. This Bills defense looked a little vulnerable. If I'm taking a side, it's the Bills, but I do understand why it's a little less than a touchdown here. Nobody touched this game, Rob.
Yeah, I started to take the Bills. Then I just had flashbacks of Justin Fields torching the Steelers defense. I think it's probably the highest paid defense in the NFL. And so Fields looked awesome. Hall looked awesome. Yeah. Wilson looked, so like that team looks really, really good. Or the Steelers were just sputtering hard on defense. I'm not sure which one it is. What I do know is Josh Allen is a freaking superhero. And so I'm not going to lay the points in this one, but would not be surprised if this reads like Bills winning by 12.
Yeah. All set up for a weird game where Josh Allen finds it in the 4th. Bears Lions. So I did throw a 2 on the Bears, and then I saw Jeff Mans, our Chicago Bears fan, 5 on the Lions here. So I think I'm going to back off this and see what Jeff's read is here on the Lions. Bears obviously didn't like something he saw with the Caleb train last week. Mondo's a 1 on the Lions, and I'm gonna shift off this, Rob. Any thoughts here on Lions Bears?
I mean, I liked the Lions last week and they didn't show up. But that Caleb Williams performance was absolutely atrocious. And this Bears team looks god awful. So you want to put me on Detroit? Okay. I'm okay. I'm okay laying less than a touchdown here against what looked like just a woeful Bears team.
Yeah. Sometimes the actual fans of the team are watching it close, and I think it wasn't a great game from Caleb. That's all I'll say. Steelers, Seahawks. Rob, you're 3 on the Steelers. Armando's a 5 on the Steelers. Rich is a 4, and Phil is a 5. All on the Steelers to cover. 3 is a weird number, Rob. I don't know what you think about 3 in terms of betting. Seahawks +3 on the road. Thoughts on this?
Yeah, listen, the Steelers are back. Aaron Rodgers is back, like all the way back. This is like vintage Rodgers last week. It was absolutely shocking to see. DK was involved, like just an incredible performance by him. Now, can he continue? TBD, but they looked incredible last week. The only pause, obviously, is that Jets team moved the football and the Steelers pretty much at will, if we're being honest. Outside of that, Ramsey hit at the end to separate the ball, but the defense is a question mark. However, I am laying less. Like if this was 3.5, I would have a little bit of heartburn. Laying the field goal with the serial killer of Jeff Boswell. I think Steelers are in a good spot here to beat this Seahawks team.
Rodgers looked awesome. That offensive coordinator, Arthur Smith, they're just the perfect combination. They're going to be throwing to third string tight ends all year. It's going to be awesome. It's the most Steelers football thing I've seen in a while. So it's great. 49ers Saints down to 3, Rob. No Purdy. We got Mac Jones this week. Rich is a 3 on the Steelers to cover. If there's a side, that is the one for me. I still think they're going to roll against Spencer Rattler, but
wait, which side does Rich like? You said the Steelers.
49ers Saints. Rich is on the 49ers.
Thoughts Purdy's out, right? Kittle's out. I don't like it. I do not like. No, I don't want to take San Francisco here any way, shape, or form. But it's just so weird sitting at 3, New Orleans. Like I just think you could do better things with your life than picking a side on this game.
Definitely don't watch this game. Definitely don't wager on this game. But they're gonna figure it out somehow, right? There's no way.
You would think so.
There's no way Spencer. If Spencer Rattler comes out of this winning, then it's going to be weird. All right. Cardinals, Panthers. Rob, you're a 4 here. Jeff's a 4 here. Tyler's a 5 here. And Rich is a 5 here. All on the Cardinals to cover -7. Are Panthers fans in hell for another season? They had some hope, Rob. I have 2 Panthers fans in my life. And instant deflation. By the first half was over, they were out on the year. I have a diehard Panthers fan buddy, and he's like, I'm out.
It's over. But more importantly, this Arizona team looked pretty damn good. Yeah. And so, I think I don't know where this sits in market, but 7 seems like a good number. 7.5, 8 probably is more appropriate in my opinion, just based on this Carolina team being absolutely awful. And so, I think this is a good spot for us. I do hate that everyone's on it.
There you go. Well, we saw how that worked last week, right? Broncos, Colts. It's a pick 'em. Tyler's a 2 on the Broncos. I am a 4 on the Broncos. And I guess my whole week hinges on the Dolphins being a total implosion team this year and Colts getting a reality check this week. I love Danny Dimes. I'm happy he's starting again, but I do think this will be a reality check for them and Broncos. The one thing on this would be Bo Nix. Not a great week for him in week 1. I do think he turns it around, but if he struggles again this week, we might want to reassess where we're at with him.
Yeah, listen, I don't mind this pick at all. I think what Indy did was more of a result of just how awful Miami actually is. And so I don't hate this pick at all. In fact, I could be talked on to the Denver side. I think Nix he's better than he showed up. And so I think he does turn his season around. It's only been 1 week. I can get behind Denver here.
All right. I went to make my Eagles pick. Eagles -1 on the road against the Chiefs. I saw you were on this too, Rob. You're a 5 here. I'm a 4 here. And I'm a 3 here. Tyler's a 4 here. All on the Eagles. Phil is a 1 on the Chiefs. I don't think the Chiefs have the personnel to win a regular season game.
Dude, how do the Chiefs always look like shit and always win football games? Like if you're a Bills fan and they just wipe you out every single year and they look like total dog shit the entire season, it's so bizarre to me because they just don't look good. But they find ways to win football games. What I'm banking on here is Philly's dominance.
Yeah.
They're the best team in the league. The Chiefs are maybe 6th or 7th in my estimation. And so I think this number is more appropriate, like Philly minus 3.5, -3, something like that. And so I think Philly's the play here. This Chiefs team 2 years in a row is not turning me on.
I've been a huge Mahomes guy and backing him through that last regular season where, quite frankly, he really didn't look good the whole time. I don't know if I can get behind it this year. They looked bad.
Dude, just because he does shit like being vertical to the ground, 1 foot off of it and completing a pass, awesome, super athletic, great.
I think I'm not out, but
I never saw Tom Brady do that shit. And he's got like 5 rings, right? So like, okay, he's athletic. Got it.
Yeah, so I don't know if I'm on the Chiefs for the regular season this year. Falcons, Vikings. Everyone stayed away. Jeff is a 1 on the Vikings. That's the side I would pick if I was on it. It's weird Falcons squad. I would be on the Vikings here. Thoughts, Rob?
Yeah, you're the college football guy. Like, what do we think about Minnesota? Like, is McCarthy it, or I just don't know. He didn't look great to me last week. Looked pretty boring, to be honest.
I don't know if he needs to be good to have this Vikings team to be good. He was a total game manager in college, and it looks like they brought him in to do just that with the Vikings. So it looks like he can at least get the ball to Jefferson, right?
Oh, that's all he's going to do.
Yeah. So, all right. Bucks, Texans. Bucks plus 2.5 on the road. Rob, you're a 2 here on the on the Buccaneers. Tyler's a 3 on the Buccaneers, and Phil is a 2 on the Buccaneers. I can be talked into this one. Texans looked really bad in week 1. Don't have a running game. Yeah. And Baker's got Igbuka and Mike Evans, so I like this play.
Yeah, listen, I was on Tampa Bay last week. They covered. I think I was on Houston last week too. But yeah, I think Tampa Bay is a good football team, and they're not getting much respect in the market right now. 2.5 is kind of no man's land. I get it. That's probably why a lot of people stayed away. But I do like them. All the reasons you listed, I like them to get it done. And I think I'm going to be on them a lot this year as underdogs at least.
Chargers, Raiders. Jeff's a 3 on the Chargers to cover 3.5 on the road. Armando is a 4. I don't really have a strong lean here, Rob.
I don't really have any opinion either, other than Vegas isn't very good.
And I love that Chargers team, but are the Raiders good enough to sneak it in there at home? I don't know if that passing is going to keep up for the whole season. I feel like they're still a run first team.
Yeah, the half point feels tough here too, right? I mean, the hook feels tough. If this was 3, I'd be okay, but the 3.5 gives me a little bit of heartburn.
That's a Monday night game. You guys don't have to bet the bet fantasy props in that game. Maybe stay away from that money line and that spread. Survivor, pretty straightforward week, I imagine. What do you think? What percentage of the field do you think will be on the Ravens this week?
Oh, 80%. I'm just seeing what our guys are on. So everyone's on Ravens, obviously. Jeff Mans didn't bother to make another Survivor pick, and neither did you. So, like, look, I think we've got 2 entries. I don't think you need to force a split just because you have 2 entries. You stick them all both on Ravens and let it ride. And the only way I would think about splitting them is, and where would you go? So we already used Arizona, right?
Yep.
So Arizona is gone for us. We should black out the teams that we don't have anymore. God, dude, there's nowhere else for us to go. Where are you going to go?
Yeah, I mean, my high conviction is the Pats against the Dolphins, and they're underdogs, and you just don't want to do that.
Arizona.
You'd never do that in a Survivor, right?
No. On one entry, we used Arizona. So we technically could use Arizona on the other entry.
We could.
So we could. If we wanted to force a split, you could. To me, that's just take Baltimore, and if they lose, we just take it on the chin. That's what Survivor is.
Yeah, if they lose that one, maybe I'll put a hedge bet in, but I don't see any way that happens. But it is interdivision, right?
Stranger things have happened. In fact, they happened last year, week 2.
Yes, they did. So anyway, all right, Rob, anything else you want to throw out there before we lock in?
No, that's it. What are our highest conviction plays, Russ? So we're sitting on Bengals,
Steelers,
Cardinals, Eagles. And then it's sort of split Patriots, Bucks, Chargers, right?
Yep.
All right, so we agree on 4 games. Then we got to fight it out over our 5th game. So we'll figure it out.
Yep. All right, guys. Good luck to y'all in your survivors, and if you're in the Circa contest, not too much luck to you. Don't beat us, but hopefully you do well. And catch you guys next week.